Hello, folks. Okay, so I've got a confession to make. I made a boneheaded move, and for some reason, I don't even know why, I scheduled these out of order. So I've got the 52D scheduled for now, and I've got the 55D scheduled for later, or 55 Philadelphia scheduled for later this evening. And I prepared for the 55 Philadelphia and did not prepare for the 52D. So now I have to go through and prepare for the 52D. Let me splash a little bit of color up here real quick. Oh, come on, really? There we go. Things don't ever seem to work right when you're trying to do it the right way. Anyhow, what I have done is I have prepared myself for the wrong presentation here. And so I'm going to need a few minutes to get set up for the proper presentation, which that's going to be painful, but I'll do it anyway. I mean, I just got finished just working through everything to be able to get the show on the road and get everything ready, and I thought I was done. I thought everything was all good. And as it turns out, as soon as I was getting ready to press the go live button, I realized you're on the wrong roll. So I'm going to get on a roll here, and we can chit chat for a little while I'm getting to that point. And let's see. It's going to take me a little while because I've got to change names on this sheet. I wish I had seen this before. I don't know why I did this. This doesn't make any sense. But it won't take me very long. I'm almost halfway through already. I wish I had a better way to fill time here. That I know of, there is no such thing as a 93 wide AM cent. Those are known to have been produced only in 98, 99, and 2000. Let's see. Farm dog for one. Still working on it. My mouth doesn't work at the same time as my fingers. Not when I'm pushing through something really quickly. Sorry I did this to you guys. I didn't mean to. Someone did claim at one point in time to have found a 96 white AM, and the problem with it was that it was never actually viewed by anyone else before it was claimed to have been stolen in a robbery that turns out didn't happen. So there's all kinds of controversy around that coin, and to the knowledge of the greater good, we do not know it to exist. Never did. Yeah, that story. That we know of, it never happened. Okay. What can I do about this? Well, folks, I have a bigger problem than I had previously thought. I hope I have enough flips here. I'm still here. Found enough flips for this show. I hope I've got enough flips to last me through the rest of the shows this week. I didn't realize I was almost completely out of flips. God, I go through these things so fast. You might hear a noise in the background. That noise you're probably going to hear is going to be my paper cutter. Okay. So now, yeah, the print shop. I'm almost ready to go, but I have stacks of flips and flip inserts to deal with first. So sorry this happened. Generally, I'm always ready for my show. I am ready if we were doing number 202, but we're actually doing 203, and I didn't realize it until like just now. So, hello AZ Coins. Let's see what we can get done here, right? How'd you guys like that auction that we had yesterday? I noticed there's some people that are here that were not at the auction, probably because toners was not their thing, which is all fine because next week's auction, I've got it all set up to do early higher grade Lincoln cents, like red and red brown coins from the teens and 20s. I've got some key date coins to sell. And then we've got some rolls after that. So it's going to be a long night because we are going to just kind of relax and enjoy the evening together. But at the same time, we'll have a little bit of an auction going on. Hope everything works out real smoothly for everyone. Well, it looks like Hidden has come around. Hello, Hidden Numismatist. I'm doing fine, except I'm kind of in a little bit of a rush right now. Unfortunately, I got ready for the wrong show. And so here I am frantically trying to get ready for the correct show. And I will be ready in about 2 minutes. And in about 2 minutes, we'll bust open that roll and get going. You'll see a blue screen because I put it up there. So you wouldn't be staring at my screen display because I was working, but now that I'm not working, I can take that blue screen down and you can see my microscope looking at nothing. You can see all those flecks of copper. All those little flecks of copper down there are from, let me get that focused in. There you go. All those flecks of copper are from the many thousands of coins that have been on that piece of mat board. $17 from 1,000. What are we talking about? Coin Dragon? Yeah, who woke up the dragon? What's the dragon talking about? I'm not really sure. Oh, copper coin subs. $17 from 1,000. Where would this be? On this channel? We got well over 1,000 on this channel. Help me, Coin Dragon. Oh, your subs. I get it. Okay, I get it. Well, then make sure that you put a link out there to your channel. Let people go sub to it. Let's see if we can get you those 17 subs today. Everybody help my buddy Coin Dragon out. Go sub to him if you're not already. We got 710 is oil upside down. I'm stuffing them over here. I'm stuffing them. I'm working quickly. I got ready for the wrong show. Because somehow I got these shows scheduled out of numeric order. And I was ready to go with show 202. And then this isn't show 202. It's show 203. And my flip inserts are acting up on me. as I would expect them to. I mean, why would it do anything different? Some of them going real smooth and real nice and easy, and some of them just are real sticky, real hard to get in. You watching your subs, Coin Dragon? You getting any new ones? Gosh. Almost there. These flip inserts are acting very strangely on me. Just because, well, it's time to be doing something. And well, the flip inserts don't know that. Or don't care. Of course, now I'm giving personality to an inanimate object. I'm not exactly sure what you would want me to do next, but I think in some small part, I might be going crazy. You're going to pay a bit more attention to your channel as well. What are you going to do on your channel? If you do something on your channel, you bring people over there. Let us know what you've got coming up. The Flying D. I've seen a number of them. Maybe we'll end up with some out of this roll. At least I hope we're going to get something good out of this roll. There's also the 1952D repunch mint mark that actually shows way down underneath the vest. It's way down underneath the lapel, right up against the rim. They accidentally hit that area with another D mint mark. I believe that's 1mm015, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking at anything right now, so it's hard for me to tell. I'm concentrating all my focus right now on getting these flip inserts completely stuffed, done, and ready to go so that we can get the show on the road here. Flying D Dynamac is where there was actually a die crack and chip next to the D mint mark that actually looks like a little wing sticking out of the left side of the mint mark. It's really kind of cool. I've never seen one on an uncirculated coin, so it would be a very different thing to find one today. Very unusual happening, I would say. You heard that last video, Coin Dragon. Trying to pay attention to what's going on up there, too. You have an unk one? Awesome. Is it red? Is it a bright red? Nice BU coin? Because there is some chance we may pick one out of this roll. And if we get one, we'll probably get, half a dozen of them. Who knows? 1952 D is also very well known for a punch issue where there was a damaged punch that they used in making the dies. And the D mint mark sometimes has what appears to be doubling on the bottom, but it's not actually doubling. It's damage. It just came out that way. Unfortunate, but true. We could end up with some damage that way. You just got a AU 1909 VDB. Very nice. I just ended up being the new proud parent of a very well circulated full roll of 1909 plain. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with them, but I've got them nonetheless. They may just come up in the next auction. I don't know. There are people here interested in buying 1909 VDBs or 1909 plain that are not in great shape. I mean, these things are very good, fine, very fine coins. You want an '09 plain? I'm talking about selling a roll of them. Of course, you could buy the roll and find the one that you want the most, and then turn around and resell the roll. Alright, folks, we are almost finished. I appreciate your patience while I continue this effort in getting us set up for the proper show. The one good thing about this is that we are already set up for the next show. So, given that we are already set up for the next show, I have nothing to worry about in starting that one up and just getting on the road. Okay, we're almost done here. 2 more. 1 more. And now I am done. Get those there. Here is our roll. Brand new 1952. Here we go. The brand new 1952 D roll. First National Bank of Maryland. There's your seal on one end and your seal on the other end. Hello, Sheena Smith. Let me get this camera crinked around here where it actually belongs. There we go. Now, let me pick this roll apart for you. My little plastic picker machine pulls the rolls apart without tearing them or messing them up. Not sure that I'm really got a great reason for doing this, but I don't want to mess the coins up either. There's that end done. There's that end done. Now the wrapper goes over the coins. Hello, Sean Jerome. Okay, here we go. And lift off. Coins are in pretty good shape. And so, one full roll from the left to the right, and Bill Crescent comes out first. Let's see what Bill Crescent gets. We are off. On our way now. Almost 30 minutes late, and I am very apologetic. I'm sorry about that. Let me get this focused in real well. And there, right there, is one of the examples of what we're talking about when we mention the damaged lower punch area. This is a damaged punch. This is not a repunchment mark. Let me zoom it way in and show you more of what it looks like. There you go. There's not actually doubled serifs going on here. This is just a flattening, and it's a really just a messed up lower punch. Hello, Andy. So that's what that looks like. We'll skip all of those from here on out, just to give you a good idea what it looks like. And let's keep looking at this coin, see what else we see on here. Okay. Got nothing. Let me back out a little bit more. There we go. Close my exposure and gain area. And off off we are. Off to the races. Hello, TNO. I'm doing just fine. It's a good evening. I ate a good little vegetarian supper. Not that I'm a vegetarian, but I didn't happen to have any meat for my dinner tonight. Oof. Got a few spots on this one. All right. And there it is. That's coin number 1. Bill Crescen's coin number 1. Now we're going to go to coin number 2. Coin number 2 will go to Yo Man. Hey, Yo Man. Let's see what we have here. Looks like another normal one. We have that broken lower D. You just ate? Well, I'll share with you what I had. It may not be that exciting to anybody, but I had a salad with cucumber and a spring mix with a vinaigrette dressing. And then I had air-fried, get this, air-fried Brussels sprouts. That's right. I know, a lot of people here just don't like Brussels sprouts, I'm sure, but they're not bad when you air fry them. When you air fry them with salt and butter on them, they're really good. They turn sweet. They taste really good. They're very good for you. You like them with sriracha? Never actually had any of that. I've had it before, but I've never owned any of it. I thought about buying a bottle of it the other day and was wondering, how long will it take me to go through a bottle of that? I wonder. Okay, these coins aren't turning out to be the prettiest coins I've seen. It's kind of a very average roll by condition alone. The coins are uncirculated, but they're just not pretty. Looks like I'm going to be doing some refunding here. I'm going to start keeping notes on this. Alright, if the coin is just unacceptable, I'm just going to give you guys credit for another. So, Robert Adams will get one here. That's coin number 3 in the roll. This isn't looking so great. We may just go to a point where I just get a whole new roll. But we'll see how it works. Hello, Time Travelers Coin Exchange. Got nothing going on this coin. And take a look at the next one in the roll. This is for Eric Bayer. Okay, there's a little tiny bit of a die crack coming off the bottom of the 9, headed toward the D. That's one of those things, folks, where you get that broken wing look. This is just the very beginning of that early stage so far. Yeah, it is looking kind of shabby so far. As long as the coins are uncirculated and not beat completely to smithereens, I'm going to let them pass, but when they're just really ugly, they're going to have to come out and we'll just do another. Looks like I've got nothing going on in the reverse here. Alright, this one will be for Eric. Just keep going through this roll for a while and see what happens. If nothing else, we may end up just scribbling this one. Next one goes to Chuck Patillo. Now see, this is another thing that a lot of people don't know about 1952. 1952 Denver comes in 2 different mint mark sizes. Why most people don't really know about that and why it's not actually published anywhere, or, well, I'm not going to say it's not published anywhere, it's just not widely published. That there are 2 different sizes of Denver mint mark for 1952D. And 52D is the only one that has both sizes. 1951 has a different mint mark altogether. 1953 only shares the larger mint mark style, which is the style that's on this coin right here. So this coin, I'll show you this coin, and I'll go ahead and bring up Tim Morell's coin. The one that's up there now is going to be Chuck Patillo. This one right here is Chuck Patillo's coin. No, wait a minute. Nope, it's this one. You can see the D, how big and tall it is and how round it is and kind of how it's sort of fat on the bottom. And you go over here and you look at this one. And this one's kind of short and stumpy. You got 2 different sizes. Two different sizes of mint mark on one coin, in 1 year, in 1 issue. This coin's just ugly. It looks like we might have a dud roll. Alright, let me put this one in Chuck's holder for Chuck. And put this one away for Tim Morell. Well, I thought I saw a decent roll when I opened this up. Turns out that it wasn't really all that decent. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let me get through a couple of more coins here. And I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's see what the... See if some of these coins look any better. And we're running kind of mixed quality throughout the roll. Let me go through a couple more coins and I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's just see what we end up with. If we end up with any really good OMMs or anything like that, that could make up for the whole thing. Would you? Look at that right there. Good start on the Flying D. Nice start on a Flying D right there. You got a really nice die crack running from the top of the D down to the middle of the D and then over to the tail of the 9. Now if you could imagine the rest of the lower part of that crack being filled in all the way to the lower serif, it would look like a wing. And that's what that 1952 D looks like. It's called the Flying D. Just really crazy looking. Okay. Let's take a quick look at the reverse on this one and we move on to the next coin. All right. That one's for Sureg. Himself a nice little Flying D there. Let's take a look at the next coin. That'll be for Shannon McCord. Shannon McCord's coin is this one right here. Okay, we finally have an RPM. So a little split, baby split on the upper serif. And a baby split on the lower serif. Pretty decent little split actually. It's not that much of a baby split. It's actually kind of decent. Focus this in now. And you can see how you've got damage to the lower serif, but you've also got a split in the lower serif, and you've got a definite split in the upper serif. And it looks like there might actually be a ridge on the lower part below the mint mark to account for a third D. So this one looks like it could be a D over D over D, tilted and south. So that's a good start. There's a RPM for you. We're only 8 coins in, so we could come up with a number of nice RPMs in this roll. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in another roll for you guys, and I'm going to schedule it for tomorrow. Actually, I can't schedule it for tomorrow. I've already got 2 shows tomorrow. Let me schedule it for the weekend. We'll do another one. We're going to do a 203R. Anyway, 203R is a replacement show. I'm going to get a new roll out, and hopefully the new roll works out to be better than this roll. This is for Mr. Connor. Let's see what Mr. Connor gets. Adam C., this is your coin. Got nothing particularly pretty here. It's the very least I could do. You guys are paying me pretty well for this kind of work that I go through and help you guys collect these coins and teach you about them and everything. I just think it's the right thing to do to make sure that you get at least a good chance at quality. And we never know what the quality of these rolls are before we open them. I mean, these rolls could be flash beautiful bright red coins, or they could just be junk. And sometimes when they work out to be junk, I'm going to give you the coin anyway because I don't want it. And you'll just get another one. So now you're going to get 2 for the price of 1. I got to go find a 52D roll, though. Make sure I've got a 52D roll in stock. I've got a lot of rolls. I just don't know about 52D. It's not one of the easier ones to get a hold of. That is for sure. I can't sub it with a 52S. Those things are really tough. Sean Jerome, that is true. It did. It was actually part of the Sea of Scent showing through on the reverse of the coin. It was a die clash. My dog's downstairs going nuts. Mama likes to make him bark. Teasing him and whatnot. The Shermanator, that's right. All right, now coin number 11. It's going to go to Shannon McCord. Shannon McCord's the only person who's come out of here with an RPM so far. So let's see what Shannon McCord gets on his second coin. There's another RPM for you. What do you know? Well, Shannon's getting 2 RPMs out of this so far here. So I will sometime in the near future be trying to figure out exactly what die this one is, and or get it listed if it is not currently. Let's see if he has an eye issue. No eye issue. Hey, I'm in the middle of a broadcast. And let's see. Nothing else here. You guys care if Mama plays with the dog up here and makes noise? If you don't care, I'll let her do it. She'll be up here razzing the dog. All right, Mama, come on in. Are you on the steps? Come on in. Nobody can see you. You can just play with the dog. Go ahead.
I'm not going to make noise.
Don't worry about it. They don't care. All right, Robert Adams gets the next coin. Let's take a look at it and see what it is. Not an RPM. This is an earlier die state coin, though. Door, what about door? Did you hear it? Why you say door, Coin Dragon? Oh, look at that. There's a doubled eyelid right there. What do you know? There's a nice doubled eyelid. I don't know if there's a 52D listed for that already. So we've got ourselves a nice little doubled eyelid now. So we have an RPM. I actually have 2 RPMs. One. Let me get that back out of here. Shannon McCord got 2 RPMs so far. And then we have 1 doubled eyelid here. This is for Robert Adams. I know there's some little messed up things going on with the coin, but yeah, I feel a lot better about this knowing that you guys are getting these for nothing, or just for, half of a full price, I guess, half price. You'll get the other one half price too. And so hopefully we'll come up with some really good results out of this pair of 52D rolls. There we go. Now, coin number 13, Kelly Michaud. Is Kelly here? I thought I may have seen Kelly earlier. He's over in the Pacific time zone, so maybe a little early for him to be here. There's a little die chip inside the 9 of the date. We haven't seen this die yet. You think maybe 1DO001? Huh. I was actually personally unfamiliar. I don't really look at 52D all that much because I generally don't get very many rolls of these. And so when I do look at them, it's a surprise to me. And here we go for that. Die crack under the shoulder there. I'll take a look at the other side, see if anything happened on the other side that's worth talking about. Don't see anything yet. Let me zoom out some so I don't get so much flicker. The flicker and flare on the screen happens less when I'm zoomed out. Okay, nothing there. So that's coin number 13. Let's take a look at the next coin, coin number 14. It will go to Adam Connor. Yeah, Tim, we've actually found a couple of decent RPMs. Rather minor, but kind of decent. And a double die obverse in the form of a doubled eyelid. But the roll is kind of a poor quality roll. And given that it's a poor quality roll, I have made the offer to reschedule a show for the weekend and pull out another 1952D roll and go through this all over again, doubling up what you guys get. So if you got 3 spots, you're going to get 6 coins. I just don't really like the quality of this roll. Not enough to actually charge you for it. Hello, Mr. Dunn. So we're going to do this one gratis. Just going to play with the idea of getting something decent out of here. See that fingerprint? It's just not a high quality roll. So we're going to play with the idea of just learning here. See what we can find, if anything, while we're doing our learning. Yeah, that Larry. Talking about the fat little kid with the hamburger grease, or he was a brownies. Been eating brownies and touching the coins. I always think of that chubby little kid on Willy Wonka when I think about that.
So look, Mutter, it's chocolate. It's all chocolate.
There we go, with Jim Fletcher next. Oh, there we go. Nice little RPM. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And here we go. Check that out. That's pretty nice. Nifty little RPM that I'm going to get to look up. Figure out what this one is. This one's going to Jim Fletcher. Got a little spot right there next to the mint mark. Kind of takes up a little bit of the glamour. But mint mark's there nonetheless, right? It is a nice gouge for a die marker, do you think? A bunch of nice little die scratches over here. There's some, this is what you were talking about earlier here. This is part of the Sea of Scent. has a die clash, and then another die clash probably here in the throat, unless it's been polished away. Yeah, it's been polished away. But yeah, you got some nifty little die cracks going on there. Or not die scratches. There's that side. Let's take a look at the other side and see if there happens to be a double die on the other side. I don't know of any double die reverses for 1952D, but I'd definitely know it if I ran across one. That's a good thing about knowing your attributes, knowing your design better than you know what's listed. I always tell people when they say, well, I'm getting ready to go through a roll of 51S, what am I supposed to look for? The same thing you look for in every other roll you go through. It's the exact same thing. You're looking for doubling on the mint mark, you're looking for doubling in the design anywhere, and you're looking for any really big anomalies that might actually spark interest. Anything that sparks interest and has character is going to end up being a money coin for you if you want to sell it. And if you're just into keeping the nice stuff, the pretty stuff, then you've got something that's worth keeping. I'm going to look this one up and see if there is anything that matches this, but I'm seeing a raised line just above the upper serif. That to me looks like there's some chance that could be part of something that somebody would list as an RPM. So I'm going to take a better gander at that later and see what it is for sure. I needed to put Jim Fletcher's coin over there because he got a RPM. There we go. And then this one's going to be a possible RPM that I'll look up later. Check that eye area real well. Okay, nothing there. Let me flip it over and take a look at the reverse. Well, it'd be super cool for us to discover a new double die reverse tonight. It'd give us a good reason to be looking at the reverses on these. That's what I always want to do. I always want to be the one who discovers that really neat, really cool thing that makes everybody jump and go grab their rolls. Oh man, I didn't ever look at that. Make people want to jump out of their shoes. Go grab that roll. See what's in there. All right, Sureg. Sureg will get this one. Nice double split RPM there. Split upper and split lower. You've also got a die crack between the 9.5 connecting the two, which makes it a really nice marker. You guys want to jump in real close and see this in its finest glory. There you go. Very nice little RPM actually. There's Dynamac. Congratulations. That's exactly what it does though, doesn't it? You discover something really, really fresh on something. It's like, oh, well, Joe Schmidt just discovered a beautiful double die reverse on a 1974 D penny. And you're like, 74D? Why does anybody even look at those? On the reverse of a 74D, I always just look for double die obverse and RPMs. I never thought there'd be a double die reverse on a 1974D. Gah, now I got 30 rolls I have to go through. You think you have a new discovery on an 83? Is it 83 Philadelphia double die obverse or double die reverse? I know of 3 different reverses on the 83. You've got the big number 1, then you've got a number 2 that shows in United, then you've got the number 3, which is a very small class 6. A little bit of extra thickness. The bottom of a 9 coming up as bottom lip. Wow, I don't know if there's any way that would even happen. All right, there we go. Another RPM on the list. Now we're going to do number 19 to Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton. Here it is. Well, unfortunately, we're all normal around the mint mark area. Let's tilt it back the other way here and bring it into the eye. We do not have a double die. Look around the word trust. We trust in God. My things are all messing up on me tonight here. Not having any great luck with my machinery. All right, and flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see if anything happened there. Okay, it's time. I'm going to put some board over this thing in my microscope because it gets in the way. Makes me look like I'm drunk when I'm trying to do this. But I always tell everybody, the first thing in looking through like bank bags and other things like that is to absolutely and for sure sort them by date and mint mark before you start looking. I know this is like a real pain in the keister to a lot of people, but it's absolutely necessary. And the reason for that is because it gets you used to looking at the same design over and over again before you move on to a new one. There's another small, that's a very small split in the upper serif on the D, but it is an RPM. Nonetheless, it goes to Adam Chambers. Unfortunately, the coin is not in the best condition. But if you put all your coins in date and mint mark order before you start going through them, then you're not looking at a 1959 and then a 2003 and then a 1978 and then a 2006D. So it ends up that you're actually looking at all of your 1959s together. Then you look at all your 1960s together. And that will help you immensely in learning the actual normal thickness of different design elements and where everything goes. And even the most minute of details you're going to eventually pick up and know, like the master die doubling on 1960 Linkage set. There's another RPM. I'm not saying we're actually going to be able to get a full identification on all of these. Some of these may not be identifiable. But we'll give it a good shot. Little bit of a woody. Just a little bit. You see the green going through. North to south, basically, on this one. It's got a retained interior die break that looks like a bunny rabbit. That's a massive retained interior die break. Got a big die chip right over the eye. Man, this die was about to fall apart. So we call this the bunny rabbit coin with an RPM. How about that? Oh yeah, that's one of those bunny rabbit dies. I think I saw one of those sell at Heritage for like $40,000. And you're like, what? I had no idea. Bunny poop too. There you go. You get the poop with the bunny. And that's Bill Cresson for you. Gets that one. That's what's next. Donna Mac. Donna Mac. Wish luck to Donna Mac. Break a leg, Donna Mac. Let's see what we get here. It looks more or less normal, unfortunately. This is not a pretty coin. Not a pretty coin. See what we got coming up here on the other side. Don't wake up the dragon. No, it's not beat up. But it's just, eh. It's okay, Donna. You'll get another one for this. Sureg comes up next. Sureg's coin is actually a little bit toned. A little bit toned. What is that? That's kind of a weird looking D right there. That might actually be doubled. No, I guess not. No, it's not. I was thinking there for a minute it might be an RPM, but it does not appear to be. Let's go up and look at the eye and see if there's anything on the eye. Nothing the eye can see. Check the rest of the motto and Liberty. So it might have just a little tiny bit of class 6 doubling. No. I was saying that because of the convex outer edge of the LIBER of Liberty, but it's just not enough to really count for much of anything. Yeah, we do have it on the E. I don't know, that might actually be a small class 6 double die obverse. Larry is definitely back. That's for sure. Larry did his business on this. You can see the toning that I'm talking about. Decent looking speckled colors on the reverse. Looks like gold in the sand. Alright. That's a normal one there. Let's take a look at coin number 24 now. Coin number 24 goes to Doug Reese. Looks like a pretty decent coin from just picking it up. Nothing there. Nothing on the eye. And nothing else there. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse. See what we come up with. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of marks on this coin. Okay, we have a not original roll here. No way this roll is original. So you're definitely going to get another shot at this anyway. I wonder if I can get this to show up. See all this out there? All these little lines? They're kind of shining. There we go. Those are hairlines from somebody scrubbing the coin. I found it on the reverse first. I didn't notice it on the obverse until I flipped it over. And this coin is not original as is. You can see all the little hairlines on there. That's part of the good part about looking at these with a microscope, is you can actually see all the little flaws that come up when somebody plays with a coin, but that's what has happened here. There's hairlines going across the coat. Now if we look at the reverse again, this is lesson 101 on coins. You can see that there's a whole bunch of lines going across the coin here. And then you've got this one line. See, the lines are sunken in. And so there's a line that goes across the RI of pluribus, and there's another one going into the B of pluribus, and another one above the O. You got a whole bunch of little lines here, and all these little lines, see the scuff marks look like somebody slid the O across a table. Lined with sandpaper. And so that is a definite show of a non-original roll. Definitely not original. That's why we're finding so many different things. I kind of had a little bit of suspicion of it, but it turns out that I am right. That this particular reveal isn't going to count at all. You guys are just going to get these coins for free anyway, even if they were good quality, because it's not a good original roll. So, this is just for fun. This is practice for the real thing. The real thing's going to happen this weekend. Try to get my lighting straightened out here. No, I'm not thinking an RPM stash roll. I think it's just what somebody put together as a roll of unkish coins so that they could sell them as an original OBW roll. Remember, this was an original bank wrap roll. It had to have been a rewrap. There's no way this is an original roll. I don't think anybody would stash RPMs in a roll with cleaned coins on purpose in a bank wrapper. And yes, folks, I am calling that coin that went to Doug Reese cleaned. He'll be able to tell you when he gets it. You can see that the luster does not look right. Now this one's a nice lustrous coin, and it does have some color. I noticed earlier what I thought might be the markings of a counting rolling machine on one of the coins toward the bottom. I sort of skipped over it because I thought, well, you know, that's possible to happen with other things. But now that I know this is not an original roll, I know that we found an ender in the middle of the roll. That's also impossible. So this roll is officially not a roll. And I can tell you that I'm going to have a problem, because as it stands right now, I don't know where I have any additional flips. I hope I have additional flips. In fact, I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. But if I don't have additional flips, I'm kind of in trouble. I'm going to run out of flips before the weekend's over. Here's no, not an RPM, I don't think. Okay. We did find a couple of die varieties in here, so we know whoever stuffed this roll didn't know about their die varieties when they stuffed it. I'm sorry, who was number 26? Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton, sorry folks. We got Jem Fletcher up there now. I get so disgusted over the situation that I find us in here that I'm not doing my job right. Paul Hampton back over there, and then we're going to go ahead and flip this coin over and take a look at the reverse real quick. So yeah, we already found a good sign of the flying mint mark. We've already found a number of RPMs, which is rather common for 52D, but usually you find the same die over and over again. And in this one, I think we found a different die. Every time I pulled an RPM, it was a different die. I am still going to identify those for you. Yo, man. Yo, man, get what looks like a really, really nice coin here. I don't know. Take a good look at it. No die variety. Okay, no mint mark, no hub doubling on the obverse. And the reverse. A pretty decent bright coin here. It does have some staining and spotting on it. Gosh, man, that's ugly. There's another coin that's been monkeyed with. Got all kinds of scrapes and stuff on it. Tell you the truth, Time Traveler's Coin Exchange, I have no idea where I got this roll. I have no idea exactly where it came from, so I can't really tell you what I know or don't know about it. Let me see if I've got a mark on it. See where it came from, if I can figure it out. No, I don't know where it came from. I know what I paid for it. Way too much. Alright, here's Shannon McCord. Well, that is a really minor or split upper serif, but I'm not going to count it. It's just too small. But that does put Shannon McCord 3 for 3 in RPMs on this particular roll. Not bad to get a free pass and get 3 RPMs. Hey there, Coin Junkie. Yeah, Coin Junkie, we've run into a roll here that is not an original Bancraft roll. We have discovered it over our coffee, looking at the different coins here and realizing that some of these coins have hairline scratches on them, and that's not possible through any typical method. That these coins had to have been, or that some of these coins had to have been monkeyed with at some point or another. But we do still have a relatively decent array of coins here. I mean, some of them are quite nice. Mike Birchman comes up next. Let's see what we have here. Nice little die markers to nothing. We've got no mint mark doubling going on here that I can see. Nothing on the eye. Nothing on In God We Trust. Nothing on the Liberty. Let's take a look at the reverse and see what we can find. Well, perusing this coin's backyard brings us little of nothing, as generally expected on 1952D. Here's number 31. Goes to Farm Dog. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not 50 coins in here. Hello. There we go. That little thing that looks like a little bit of a south RPM inside the mint mark. There's a lot of them like that, and we believe it could be some sort of damage on the punch causing that. There's so many of them that show that little thing. It's like, yeah. So we're getting ready to go into a study of the tripled lower serif mint marks from the late 50s to see if there's maybe some possibility that that was a damaged punch too. It's not been reported so far as a damaged punch. I definitely need to keep our eyeballs open for that idea. A punch shoulder mark? Perhaps. I kind of doubt it though. Well, it may be, but it would have to be like a multi-level thing on the inside of the mint mark, kind of like a Longacre doubling of sorts. But it doesn't show anywhere else. It's just kind of a weird little thing. But I don't count those as RPMs because I would be listing all day and night. Wanda. Oh, that's a nice clean looking coin. Hardly any marks on that one as far as die markers or anything. The D is nearly filled in. That's just a broken D punch, it looks like. The inside of it's kind of busted out. Ooh, do we have a double eyelid? Nope, that's just a stain. Little light colored thing on the coin. This is an earlier die state 1952D. This one's actually very nice. Except for the obvious little tiny issues going on around the surface, but for what we've come up with so far in this roll, this is one of the better coins of the roll. That's very sad to say that, but it's the honest truth. Honesty is always the best policy. That's coin 32. And now coin number 33 goes to Shannon Smith. You know, usually you have two Williams or you have two Davids or something like that. Not very common to have two Shannons. All right, small D, nothing going on there. Nice big old headache. Big headache. It's even got a die chip in the top of the head. You don't see that very often. Nada. Darn it. Unfortunately, nada. I'll flip it over and take a look at the other side. See what happened over there. Over there. And not seeing anything on the reverse either. Unfortunate. You're going to have another shot. Doug Reese again. Hopefully he doesn't get another clean coin here. And pretty decent little upper split serif RPM here. This one's actually got 3 serifs on the top. Not overly common, but nice. Look at that. Nope, only 2 serifs on the top. Looked like it had 3 there for a sec. But that's your damage punch on the lower part. That's what the damage looked like. It was actually part of the punch broke off. But this one's definitely an RPM. Hello, Wade. So that's a nice one. Nice little RPM for Doug Reese. Here we go. On round to the top of the coin. Nothing else going on the obverse here. Cheeky little bugger. Yeah, we go on to the other side. Look around up to the top. What? Nothing there. Oh, what's that? Oh, crikey. Some salty poo. Looks like a salty made a poo on there. You guys remember Steve Irwin, how excited he would get when he would find poo. He says, hey, have a look at this. It's poo. Yeah, like I didn't know that. You can learn so much about the animals if you look at their poo. Hey, look at that. That's cute. That's a nice one there. Adam, there's a lot of minor RPMs in this. There's a few decent, really nice looking RPMs. There was one double die obverse that we found in the form of a doubled I. And what else we have found in this roll is that this is not an original roll. It was wrapped up in bank wrapper. So it is a put together roll by someone who wanted to reuse a wrapper so that they could profit. We found that out by the fact that not only are we not getting any pattern of continuation or duplication in dies, but we are also finding coins, some of them, once in a while here, that have fine hairlines on the coin showing that the coin's been wiped. And we all know that coins that came out of a mint bag and went into a wrapper at the bank aren't going to be wiped. No one's going to take that kind of time with the coins. So what we're going to do, instead of selling this roll to you guys, you're going to get these for free. And then we're going to pick out another 1952 D roll from my stock And we're going to open another 1952D roll. Looks like we might have a little bit of an RPM if my machine will quit acting up. It looks like we have a second upper serif there, and that's kind of what I look at on these. You can't determine these by the lower serif because there's so much damage in that area on the punch. Got fuzz at the top. That means my light's not situated well. There we go. How's that? Fuzz gone. Fuzz off. Hey, that's something you could say to a kid that's bothering you. Hey, kid, fuzz off. I am so not nice. But I try. Lord knows I try. Well, Donna, got yourself a pretty nice coin here. This is actually a pretty nice coin. It's not all that flippin' wonderful, but it is nice. Let me pull in straight up on this and see if it actually is an RPM, because it's kind of confusing. Here's find the mint mark. There is the game. Let's go find the mint mark. That does look like it has a small split in the upper serif. So we're going to call that at least a minor RPM. If I can find it listed somewhere, I'll let you know what the die number is. And onward to the next coin. This will be coin number 37. Number 37 is going to go to Adam Chambers. It almost looks like I'm going to run out of coins. I don't know. Might not. It doesn't really matter, though. Now, see, this one, I'm not going to call that an RPM. Because it looks like a slight bit of die wear on the upper serif. And you can see that the flow in that area kind of goes in that direction. And then the lower serif is mainly what we consider a damaged punch. So that one I'm not going to call an RPM. And so now that I'm a party pooper, let's go through and take a look at the rest of the coin. And I don't see anything else on this one. Not on the obverse anyway. Let's take a look at the reverse. You always got a 50-50 chance, right? If you don't get anything on the obverse, you always have a chance of getting something on the reverse. Actually, it's a 33-33-33 split because you got the obverse. Got nothing on this one, though. I can't math very well today. I can't even adult very well today. Here's coin number 38. Number 38 is going to go to Chuck 2. Oh, look at that. Ain't that purty? You sure got a purty D. So it's 50 coins? Okay. I'm glad somebody else is counting because I certainly can't do it right now. I'm barely able to pay attention. Nice looking little RPM there. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right. It's amazing how anymore it feels like a little trip into town is like going on a road trip. It's weird. We go to the grocery store. It takes 20 minutes to get there. 20 minutes to get back home. That's what you get for living out in the boondocks. Wife reminds me daily, we live in the middle of nowhere. No, we don't. We live in our yard, in our house, in our bed, in our rooms. Nice little RPM there. The fact that they happen to be situated very far away from a lot of other people, well, that's a good thing. Who are we congratulating? There's Yo Man. Okay, Yo Man gets this one. Nice little repunchment mark there. Let's see what we have here. Let me zoom out so I don't get so much flicker. There we go. I'll pull this back a little bit. It's nice to be an operator of a microscope that you like to use, that has good quality optics, and that you understand for sure. So here's a little peek at that one again. Nice little split upper serif RPM here. Got a little bit of a fingerprint. So we got little Larry's left index finger here. Little Larry needs to clean his left index finger before he handles my roll of coins again. Eric Beyer. What we get for... Oh, look at that. Eric, you got a pretty one. It's got a little bit of a hit on the 5, but man, that's a nice RPM. Nice little RPM for you. Got a pretty die markers on there too. This is a nice earlier die state coin. See, we got nothing on the eye. No other really big markers. Oof. Got some gouges on the arm or the shoulder there. You got a lot of concentric die scratches on the lapel and on the coat. "27 miles to anywhere." Good gosh, Wade, where do you live, in the middle of Alaska? Going to Alaska. All right, Eric's got himself a RPM going on here. We got a big stack of RPMs out of this roll, so whoever it was that tried to cheat us out of a roll here didn't necessarily get their 100% because, well, we got die varieties, and when you got die varieties, you've always got something positive going on. What do we have? Oh, there's another one. Another nice little split serif RPM. This roll is going to be a huge nightmare to get listed. Eric, you ready? Yeah, a lot of different dies here. You ain't joking. That's for sure. Oh, North Texas. Are we talking about Panhandle, Texas, or are we talking about just North Texas? Panhandle, Texas, I know relatively well. I've been to Canadian. I've been to Shamrock. I've been to Dalhart, Amarillo, Lubbock, Canyon. So just North Texas, like, I don't know, go with, let's see, McKinney, Paris, But if you're that far away, 150 miles to a coin shop. Wow, look at all that. We've seen this die before. We know this die. You got the rabbit shaped interior die crack with the rabbit poop right above his eye. This one's going to be famous, folks. Yep, Tim Morell's getting himself a famous coin. There was a comet back in 2000. Was it? No, it was 1997. There was a comet in the horizon just before sunset that you could see. And it would set more or less with the sun. I decided that I was going to go see that comet. It didn't matter where I had to go to see it. So I ended up driving down to the Dallas-Fort Worth area from Oklahoma City, where I lived at the time. And I got on the highway, headed kind of west-northwest toward Wichita Falls. And I stopped in an area that had no lights for God knows how far. We've seen this die before. So this is a second example of a die that Eric Beyer got a little bit earlier. And now Mike Birchman has one. But I was out in the middle of the boondocks. I don't even know where I was. No tree in sight. And I stopped and found that comet. The name of the comet was a Japanese name. The comets are named after the people who discovered them. And there was a Japanese astronomer by the name of Hyakutake who found that comet. So it was Comet Hyakutake. It was one of 3 comets over a period of 2 years. One of them, a lot of people will remember, it was Hale-Bopp. Comet Hale-Bopp was a really, really bright comet. Bright enough that you could see it driving down the highway at night. I can't remember if this was an RPM or not. No, appears not. Oh, wait a minute. I think it was. Hang on. I gotta get my brain back on straight. I'm talking too much. I'm not paying attention. It is an RPM. Yeah, that's one of the nice ones. All right, it's going to go over there too. With the rest, we're working up almost a half a roll of RPMs here. Number 44 goes to Donna Mac. Coin. Number 44, 4. Donna, Mac. What? Donna Mac got herself an RPM. Donna Mac got herself an RPM. You might see it, but I seen it first. Woohoo! Got ourselves a nice little RPM right there. What do you know? Let's zoom back out, take a look at the rest of the obverse of the coin, and make sure that we've got a nice BU coin going to Donna Mac. All right, get this thing nice and focused in. Nothing on the eye. We got some abrasion on the cheek. Still a decent original red coin. Well, let's take a look at the reverse. Oh, what is that? That's something struck into the coin right there. Huh. That is definitely struck into the coin. How I can tell is there's no extra metal popping out anywhere. It's just sunken in. Nothing popping out at all. It looks almost like an L or something like that. Right, Shannon, if you can see it, then that means anybody should be able to. I don't think it's a drop letter. It just doesn't have that. it doesn't have that straight shape well enough. But it's definitely a struck into the coin. Something was struck into the coin. It looks kind of like a 7, but it's not a 7. Here's your first clue that it's not a 7. This is a 1952 D roll. There's no point in there being a 7 on the coin. So during the minting process, you don't have any 7s in the chamber when you're dealing with a 1952 D Lincoln cent. So the way outside oddball, give me a 1 in a 10 billion chance, I don't think we're going to hit that. So we have to stay with reality, and reality says that there was just some sort of a shaving of weird shaped metal or something that got struck into the coin and then fell out after the coin was struck. Well, there's Dynamax coin for you right there. 1952D RPM. Mr. Havoc is next. Ryan. What does Ryan get? Nothing on the mint mark. Let's take a look at the eye. Nothing happened at the eye area either. Eye. Okay, nothing on the obverse. Got a Larry coin, that's for sure. Yeah, but Larry only touched the front of this one.
Look, mother, chocolate everywhere.
I have never found a dropped letter on a Lincoln. Part of it could be my cynicism. I'm just a little cynical about when I find stuff. I kind of lean toward what is the most common and most obvious solution for this problem. Well, that's the one I go with. Because I never think I found something extremely rare. Not unless I know I did. Then it'll slap you in the face. Here's another RPM for you. Mr. Birchman. Nice little split in the upper serif there. You see how almost every one of them has that little line on the inside upper part of the mint mark? I don't know that that actually means anything. Oh, what am I doing? Hey, Chuck. Drive so you don't make people sick, okay? Can you do that just once? Well, Donna, the good news is I have more where those came from. I don't have any more of like that 39S. That was just a shocking looking coin. That coin was worth every penny that was paid for it. But I do have other toners that we'll eventually get out and play with. Alright, Eric. Eric's going to get the next coin. And what do we have? I need to zoom in a little bit. Wrong direction, Chuck. There we go. Not really seeing anything on this one. Let's take a look up the eye area. Nothing there. Little Larry had his damn paws on this one too. This is otherwise a very nice coin. It just has a fingerprint on it. This one's another FPL for you. A fingerprint from lovely little Larry. Unfortunate again. Was that an RPM? Can't remember at this point. No, this one was not. Not an RPM. Here's coin 48. This one is for Diane. This one is an RPM. Minor split upper serif RPM there. Got no doubling on the obverse. Let's check the reverse. Make sure we got what we think we got. Definitely wouldn't want to walk away having discovered something beautiful and new and not get it on camera now, would we? All right, nothing there. Now number 49. Number 49 goes to Wanda. Let's see what Wanda gets. Very, very minor split upper serif, but I'm not going to count that one. We're going to call that one normal. Eye area clean. Truss we got in is clean. As is Liberty. All right, scope. It's actually not the scope, it's the camera. Okay, Chuck. Scope, camera, whatever. You're cramping our style here. Joe, this is from yesterday, buddy. All last week's rolls are done. This one's from the auction yesterday. And here's number 50. Coin number 50 goes to Shannon Smith. Let's take a look and see if we got anything huge here. We did. A huge pile of horse manure. Coin's got fibers stuck to it. Means it's been wet. Yeah. This coin is just horrible. Good gosh. Oh, could you maybe stick it in a piece of Swiss cheese for a month and pull it out and see if that helps? And the reverse looks okay. Okay. Not great. So it's stuck in a counting machine. Okay. Well, that's it for this very uneventful process of going through a roll that we know isn't original, but we did end up with some die varieties out of this. We got some pretty nice looking coins. Here's our stack of normality. That's all that. And then our stack of die varieties. Die varieties right here. Let's see what we got. 12, 44, 43, 41, 40, 39, 29, 21, 20, 18, 16, 11, and 8. Which will go to, see how fast I can do this. Shannon McCord, Jim Fletcher, Surag, Adam C., Bill C., Shannon McCord, Yeoman, Eric B., Ryan Havoc, Mike Birchman, Donna Mack, and Robert Adams. There you go, folks. It is what it is. So that's all I've got for right now. I got to go find another box of flips because I'm starting to flip out because I don't have flips. I'm going to have to reschedule tonight's show. Unfortunately, this 55 Philadelphia roll, we will go through it in the morrow. Early, what do you guys prefer, morning or afternoon? I'll make it happen. Morning or afternoon, which one do you guys want? For reveal number 202, a 1955 Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland roll. Everybody wants afternoon, we'll do afternoon. So I'll catch it at, let's see, I have 2 scheduled for tomorrow already. I'm going to try doing probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll schedule for this one. I'll take the rest of the evening tonight to prep myself and get myself ready for the replacement roll on this 1952D roll. We'll do that sometime over the weekend. It'll either be on Saturday or Sunday. So, what do you think? Well, we kind of got cheated on the roll, but then we didn't really get cheated that badly because, well, being cheated meant we still get RPMs. It's kind of like this little guy right here. Here, this is an interesting little thing. This is a 1960 set, the small date, large date with the 4 coins. I got this in a junk bin from a dealer. And the weird thing is, they took out the small date Philadelphia because, well, of course that's what you do, right? You take out the small date. But if I set it under the scope over here, and I'm going to show you the coin that is the one in the bottom right in the 1960 Philadelphia large date hole. Here you go. 1960 Philadelphia small date right there. I think I got the 3 coins for about 50 cents. And turns out that I got the scarce one in the hole for the one that was not scarce. See? Large. And they put a small in the large hole. And so over here we should have the 1960D large date, which we do. And then we go up, we should have a 1960D small date, which we do. These coins are just ugly. Except that this one happens to be the nicest coin in the holder, too. So that is funny, isn't it? That's one of those things. You run into this kind of stuff once in a while. Paid like, I don't know, 50 cents for all this, and you got a $3 coin laying right there in the bottom. And I got something else. This is going to be coming up sometime soon, too. Take a look at this. Look at the color on that guy. This is a nickel, folks. Here. It's a nickel. I can't get it to focus, though. That is about as close as I can focus. It's a sample slab from the Charlotte National Money Show back in 2007. And it's a 2005 Philadelphia Bison nickel, but it turned colors, gold-ish. It's amazing looking little coin. We're going to be running that for auction at some point sometime soon. I planned on trying to get it into the auction yesterday, and I was just so busy slapping myself in the head trying to get everything done. I didn't get to it. Here's another one we're going to be running sometime soon. Oops. I keep doing that. There we go. 1950 Philadelphia. It's an AU coin. It only weighs 2.78 grams. It sounds different. I knew it because it was sounding different. You have to stay away from the auctions because your husband's going to kill you? He can't kill you. We know where he is. He's right here with us. We've got a lot of other goodies coming up. I'll tell you what. Including this one right here, 1909 S VDB. It is real. So there you go there. We've got 2 1909 S VDBs coming up this coming week. All right, folks. I'm going to go ahead and go down and finish dinner. And I'm going to work on making sure that I'm ready for the rest of the week. On that underweight, I'm not sure whether it's a form planchet or not. I have no idea, really. I don't know if there's anything that they did strike that was supposed to be around 2.8 grams. But 2.78 is what this weighs. And I've seen a number of rolled thin stock Lincoln cents that look like this. It just sounds different. It sounds more like a silver dime when it hits a table rather than a Lincoln cent. That's just how I knew that it was off. And then I weighed it with my gram scale. All right, folks. Well, Hawkeye, I appreciate you dropping by, but you're catching the very last couple of seconds of the show. And we have decided to make a redo on this roll because this roll turned out to be quite spotty and not original. So, folks, I appreciate it. You guys have a great night. And I will talk to you later. Be good, everybody.